Hi, welcome back. This is Keith Copeland, founder of the Entrepreneur's Freedom Blueprint, and thanks for coming back to this video lesson. This video lesson is about the secret to success, because there are some secrets that people have. If you notice, if success was easy or there are no secrets, everybody would be successful. But it really comes down to a couple things. You need to define what success is for you. We've talked a little bit about that in previous videos, but people who feel successful have accomplished things. People who might not be making $1 billion, might be making $1 million, but the success means they know what their goals are and they've reached those goals. So a couple things that they need to do is they need to have specific, clear goals, because how do you know you're successful if you don't know what you're going after? So clear, specific goals, measurable goals. More money. Oh yeah, I want more money. I hear a lot of people say, hey, you know what? If I'd be more successful, I'd have more money. More money is not success, because more money doesn't mean anything. If I give you another dollar, you'd have more money, but what is that? If I give you another $500, that'd be more money, but what is that? So money isn't the thing. I don't like, well, more time. People say it'd be more time would be the thing. More time doesn't mean anything to you, because my guess is that you've got time right now that you're not using very well, you're not utilizing very well. Time you could be spending with your family that you're not, time you could be spending on yourself that you're not, time you could be spending on your education or your physical health or you name it, that you're not investing really well right now. So just having more time might not be it for you. But how about, I would like to spend, an hour a day exercising. I like to spend an hour a day, an hour and a half a day at my hobby. I'd like to spend an hour and a half a day educating myself on how to create the success that I really want. I would like to double my income by the next year. So I might be making $60,000, $100,000 now. I'd like to make $120,000 or $200,000 next year. That's okay, but how about this? How about I'd like to have enough money that my income would cover all of my expenses plus all these luxuries which I would list out. I want to travel 3 or 4 times a year. I want to have a new car every 3 or 4 years. For me, that's not an important thing, but it might be for you. I want to have a house in a certain place, a certain location, so with certain amenities. So be specific in your goals, and then once you know what you want, then you can start to say, okay, now how much money do I need to get there? How much more money? How much do I need to pay for the lifestyle and the things that I really want? What would it take for me to not work in my current job anymore? So the income could be replaced only working 10 hours a week, 20 hours a week, 30 hours a week, maybe 40 hours a week. If you're a 60-hour-a-week person right now, that would be awesome, wouldn't it? So make your goals clear and specific, but here's the really big thing. If you have all these things, that becomes motivating. If you have all these measurements and clarity in your mind, that's really cool, but the real secret is something, it's a 3-letter word called why, W-H-Y. So why do you want all these things? Why do you want the house? Why do you want the time? Why do you want the freedom from your work? Why do you want to live in a certain place? So if you can think about those things, that becomes a much bigger motivator for a lot of people, because we're all motivated by different things. So for you, it might be, hey, I want to live in this zip code because I want to live in this certain place in this certain part of the country. That might be motivating for you. For somebody else, it might be, you know what, I want to accomplish traveling to 50 countries or 15 countries in 5 years. So that might be really interesting to you. I'm not much of a traveler, so it's not a big deal for me. But for you, that might be it. Hey, I'd like to go to all these countries and cities around the country and around the world in the next 5 years. So that's a clear goal. Oh, you know what? If I can do that, it'd be really great. So now you'll start to make plans. I would like to be able to spend 2 month-long vacations with my family. That might be really motivating, taking them out of the country, taking them in the country, whatever it might be for you. But knowing that you have this thing, I have some friends that love to go to Disneyland. They love it. They love it. So they go on cruises, they go down to Disneyland. They do this 2 times a year. They go on a cruise for a week or 2, and they go to Disneyland for a week or 2 every year. And they love it. They set their life up around it, and they're very motivated to make it happen. So you need to have a big why. Maybe it is because you want the security to know that as you get older, that you will be taken care of. I've watched my family did okay. My parents planned for the future, and they were able to spend their whole life in their house because they planned for it. But that was something that motivated them. They figured out how to make it happen. They figured out the lifestyle. They figured out the time, and they lived the last 30 or 40 years in a beautiful place, their own home. In fact, it was a 100-year-old family farm. But they had the motivation because they knew what and why they wanted to do it. So I would say to you, the secret to success, some things I want you to think about maybe doing for yourself is figure out, okay, as we talked about before in other videos, what would I like to do with my life? What difference would I like to make in my life? What differences would I like to have in my life? Lifestyle, making other people's, my spouse's, my family's lives. What difference would I like to make in my life, my lifestyle, my world? What would I like to have my life look like? And then what would it take to make that happen? So now you've got these measurable things, and now you start to say, why is all this important? So here's what I think I've heard somebody say before. If you knew that a family member was terminally ill and they had 1 year to live, there was a cure out there, but you had to earn enough money to buy that, to pay for that cure, but you didn't have that money right now, you would find a way. If it was $1 million cure and you don't have $1 million in the bank account, if you only had $10 in the bank account, you could find a way to make that $1 million in a year so your loved one could live a happy and healthy life. So it all is about the why. What is your why? What would be so motivating to you that you get up in the morning for the alarm clock, excited about the day to make that difference and change your life? So again, this is Keith Copeland, founder of the Entrepreneur Freedom Blueprint. Thanks for registering to come to these webinars and to these video lessons, and I'll see you in the next lessons.